Hello guys and welcome back to Growth Media. Today we're doing the second part video summary of the 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. As a reminder, last week we talked about the 20-20-20 formula, which helps you to optimize your morning routine. We also talked about how to join the 5 AM Club by controlling your 4 core interior empires. If you haven't seen last week's video, I'll link it down in the description below so you can check it out before you move on to watch today's video. And in today's video, we'll talk about your brain state at 5 AM and how you can use it for the best possible results. Then we'll talk about the 4 different waves or states that your brain goes through in an entire day, and especially the 2 states that help you to leverage your learning and productivity. And finally, we'll talk about the importance of embracing your sleep and how to optimize your night routine so you can get the best possible morning routine. And so let's go ahead and jump straight into point number 1, which is your brain state at 5 AM. When you wake up at 5, most likely the rest of your family and friends are asleep, and just this fact by itself will give you a psychological advantage or win over others. You could have 0 distractions from your family or friends. You put your phone in no disturb mode, so you have no calls or no notifications to distract you. Then you can use this quiet time to focus on the one most important thing for you, the one goal or idea that you have been dreaming about. Robin gave a technique called the 90-91 technique. And the meaning of the 90-91 is that you basically work for the first 90 minutes of your day for the next 90 days on one most important project you have. This technique really has some huge results, and Robin have used it for many big names and leaders in the world. According to Robin, our problem isn't usually concerning the technique or the idea. It's usually just not taking action. So he challenges you that you should give this technique a try. It's not going to be easy at first since it should be done for 90 days, but definitely you should give it a try. Early in the morning, when you're isolated from others, you are most creative where you have all the mental power. And when you have all your mental power, you could enter a state called the state of flow. And flow basically means that you are into the zone. When you're full of energy, focus and enjoyment. You enjoy working on your stuff and you don't feel the time running. 1 hour could feel like 10 minutes. And moving on to point number 2, the author mentions the 4 different states or waves that your brain go through for the whole day. And so the first state is called the beta state. Beta is the active state of your brain. It's also called the fully awake state or the conscious state. You usually have this state when you work, when you sit down in a classroom, when you have an active conversation with a friend or a colleague, and you are fully present with them. Then you have the beta state. And then just below the beta state, there is another state called alpha state. Alpha is calmer than beta. This is the state of relaxed awareness. Imagine you just finished a task from your to-do list, or you just finished studying for a test, or finished a workout. You sit down and relax on your couch. Then you are in the alpha state. And there are other ways where you could get into the alpha state. Some of them are meditation practice, or sometimes when you watch TV and you are fully focused with the TV, you are in the alpha state. Most of you guys have been in this situation before. When you try to talk to a family member who's watching his or her favorite TV show, and that person is not responding to you. This is because this person is fully consumed into the TV, and he or she has changed states from beta to alpha, so it's hard to pay attention to other things. Then, below the alpha state, there is another one called theta state. This is the state of creativity and imagination. This is the state that you go through when you go to sleep or when you wake up from sleep. You are most creative in this state. And it's also called the hypnosis state. It's the best state to reprogram your subconscious mind. Kids stay in this state until 7 years old. That's why usually kids mix the real world with their imagination world. Whatever information you teach the kid before age 7, it gets reprogrammed and hardwired into the kid's subconscious mind. And what's so interesting is that you can get this state sometimes when you are in the shower and you're very relaxed. That's why you usually get your best and most creative ideas in the shower. And finally, the state below theta state is called delta. Delta state is basically when you're sleeping, the complete sleep state. you get this state when you go to sleep. So what we need to know from these 4 states is that every morning when we wake up, we spend some time in theta and alpha. And by doing the first 2 pockets of the morning routine that we learned last week, from exercise to reflecting, then we are mostly in alpha and theta state. So when it's time to work on ourselves or work on the project that we have, we are being at our most efficient and powerful states. But on the other hand, if we use this time to pick up our phone and scroll through social media, then we train our brains to react to likes and shares from people, and then we train the brain to not be productive, and we train it to be distracted easily. And moving on to the last point of this video, let's talk about embracing sleep. In order to wake up at 5 a.m. and have the energy to do your daily tasks, then you need to sleep well the night before, so that you can have the good energy and momentum to keep you going. Your night routine is just as important as your morning routine. Before you go to bed, you need to make sure to turn off all your electronic devices at least 1 hour before you go to sleep. Electronic devices emit blue light, which disrupts your melatonin production. Melatonin is a hormone that regulates your sleep and wake cycles, which are also called your circadian rhythm or your biological clock. Remember also that your growth hormone is primarily released when you sleep. About 90% of growth hormone is released while sleeping. This hormone is important for many reasons. It regulates your metabolism and also regulates 2 other important hormones known as leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is the hormone that's produced to make you feel hungry, and on the other hand, ghrelin is the hormone produced to make you full and satisfied. So growth hormone helps to balance those 2 hormones, and that's why people who have insomnia or other sleep problems also suffer from weight management problems. And the author says, to get the full benefits of sleep, you need at least 5 complete 90-minute sleep cycles. Now that's about 7.5 hours. Some people might get away with 6 or 5 hours of sleep and still feel good, but to get the full benefits, you want to aim for a minimum of 7.5 hours. And that was my summary for the 5 a.m. club. I hope you guys liked part 1 and 2 of those videos. If you want to dive deeper into the 5 a.m. club and enjoy the story that wasn't mentioned in both videos, feel free to pick up a copy of the book to read it. Also, if you want to dive deeper into Robin Sharma's world, feel free to check out his other best-selling books. I'll link them all down in the description below. With that said, thank you guys for watching the video and staying until the end. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and share it with a friend who might benefit. And see you next time.